Good morning, children. Today we are over here to carry on with the third part of hydrocarbons. Like in the first two parts, we have dealt with what is a carbon, what are the properties of carbon. Then we studied about the catenation properties and the tetravalency. Then we came down to the compounds of hydrogen and carbon known as hydrocarbons. Then I taught you about the various type of hydrocarbons, like there are two types of hydrocarbons, saturated, unsaturated. In saturated we studied alkanes, and in the unsaturated part we studied alkenes and alkynes. Along with it, we also studied one of the very most important thing in organic chemistry, that is the alkyl radical. In alkyl radical we saw that there is one hydrogen less than the parent alkane, and that place is vacant. In the last lecture I told you that this vacant space is going to be filled with different type of compounds known as functional groups. So today we are here to study about the functional groups. So let me introduce you to the first functional group, that is, we denote it by the English letter X, and these are known as halogens. These are known as halogens. And what are the things, what are the elements which come under halogens are chlorine, bromine, fluorine, iodine and astatine. Astatine we are not taking it right now, we are majorly focusing on chlorine, bromine, fluorine and iodine. Before we go into this, I would like to tell you why this group is known as halogens. Why? In Greek, halo, this word means salt, and gens it means formation. So this word halogen, these elements chlorine, bromine, fluorine and iodine, when they react with the carbons or the alkyl radicals or anything, they form salt. So always they are having a salt formation tendency, that is why they are known as halogens. Okay, now we take chlorine, bromine, fluorine and iodine. Now students, we have different type of naming in different countries. Everybody follows a different rule in earlier times. So it was decided that we should have one unanimous rules and set of regulations and set of naming, so that everybody names equally. So an organization was created in 1974 that was known as IUPAC, that stands for International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, so this group actually decides how to name a new compound, and to do this we will be using, in this halogen formation we will be using both ways, the common name as well as the IUPAC nomenclature. Okay, so we will be talking first of all about halogens. Now I'll just rub off the board and come up to the main part, that is the naming of these things. The common name which is being given to these compounds are alkyl halide. Now what is alkyl halide? Alkyl we will be taking from the parent alkyl group, whichever alkyl group is there, like I taught you in the last class about methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, all the things, and halide. Now halide, these are halogens and these are named as chlorine, bromine, fluorine and iodine. But when we form a halide, when we name it in the form of halide, this chlorine becomes chloride, this bromine becomes bromide, this fluorine becomes fluoride, and this iodine becomes iodide. Okay, so we have halide in the formation of chloride, bromide, iodide and fluoride. This is the common. Now we come down to IUPAC name. Now IUPAC name, we have a different rule. These are named as haloalkanes. We will be naming the parent alkane along with the first letters of your halogens. Like halo, we have chloro. If we are using chlorine, we are having bromo. If we are using bromine, we are having fluoro. If we are using fluorine, and iodo if we are using iodine. I will give you an example how this naming is done. For example, we take chlorine along with CH3. Students, as you know that CH3 is the methyl radical and one bond is left vacant. So we will add chlorine over here and this will form a new compound, and this will be, common name will be, yes, you guessed it right, alkyl, that is methyl, and this is halide, so this will be chloride. Now this compound, that is CH3Cl, is known as methyl chloride. The IUPAC name, what will be the IUPAC name? We will start with halo, that is chloro, and then the parent alkane. As you know that the methyl radical comes from the parent alkane methane. So the parent alkane is methane. So we have the compound chloromethane. In this, if we are using, say, instead of methyl radical, if we are using C2H5, what is this? Yes, you guessed it right. This is the ethyl radical or ethyl. So ethyl, if you take bromine, then it becomes ethyl bromide, and the IUPAC name goes bromoethane, and so on and so forth. In this way, students, we do the naming of halogens. Now students, we come down to the second functional group, that is the most important functional group as far as class 10th standard syllabus is concerned, that is your alcohols. The group is OH or the hydroxyl group, and this is forming alcohols when it reacts with the hydrocarbons. Now how do we do it? In this, what we have is, first of all, once again, the common names. Common name is alkyl alcohol, and the IUPAC name is, yes, what can it be? It is alkane. We take alkane without E from the alkane and OL from this, so it becomes alkanol. I'll explain you with an example. For example, the most important in your syllabus is C2H5. Now with a vacant space. What is this? This is the ethyl radical. This is ethyl radical. Along with this, if we add OH, it becomes an alcohol. So it becomes alcohol. Now what we have is the common name. What is the alkyl radical over here? The alkyl radical over here is the ethyl or ethyl, and alcohol you write, so it becomes ethyl alcohol. And for the IUPAC, this ethyl group comes from the parent ethane. So we take the name as ETHAN, but here we are not writing E for alkane. So here also we will not write E. Instead of it, we will write OL as the suffix, and this becomes ethanol. This becomes ethanol. We take one more example, C3H7. Now students, I think you will be able to remember what is this group. This is the propyl group or the propyl radical. Now, when we add OH, it becomes alcohol. The common name to this will be propyl alcohol, and the IUPAC will be propanol. Now, in this fashion, you can use various alkyl groups to make an alcohol like methanol, ethanol, propanol, butanol, pentanol, hexanol, heptanol, octanol, nonanol and decanol. So, these are the alcohols. Now, students, like in the last video, we talked about functional group and we did with the halogens and we did with alcohols. Now, the third functional group, which is a very important functional group in your syllabus, that is an aldehyde. An aldehyde is having a different kind of a structure. We have a carbon, along with it we have a double bonded oxygen and then a single bonded hydrogen. Now, when we were talking about the halogens or alcohols, these can be added to any carbon in the carbon chain. But whenever we are talking about aldehydes, make sure that the aldehyde group is attached to the first carbon. It always attaches itself to the first carbon atom. Any other places you cannot attach the aldehyde group. Okay. So, the common name over here is, please pay attention, this is a bit tricky. It is alkanaldehyde. We have the alkane and we have the aldehyde. Okay, so it is talked about, it is said to be alkanaldehyde. Okay, now the IUPAC nomenclature, alkanal. It is named as alkanal. Aldehydes suffix we used as al. Al we use as the suffix, and alkane, the parent alkane is taken as prefix. I'll explain you with an example. For example, we have the CHO group, and this can be treated as a one group because it is containing carbon. We need not to put any other carbon in it. So, if we add a hydrogen over here, then it forms a group, and this is having one carbon. That is why the carbon common name will be one carbon, as we know that we have the name or the prefix as methane. So, this is methane. Okay, methane aldehyde. So, this forms methanaldehyde or methanaldehyde. Very important thing for you students to know that this particular compound is having one more name. It is known as formaldehyde also. This is also the common name of this formaldehyde, this thing HCHO. Now, we come down to the IUPAC. Now, since it is having a methane, so the parent will be methane, and we will use this Al as the suffix and say methanol. Please students, make a note of it. Please do not get confused with alcohols and aldehydes, because alcohol you are using OL over here, and in aldehydes you are using AL. In alcohol, if that had been, that we had been pronouncing it as methanol, but here it is methanol, AL. So, this is the aldehyde. If we want to see the structure, if you just want to see the structure of it, the structure goes like this. The carbon is bonded doubly with the oxygen with one H over here. This forms the aldehyde group, and this carbon is attached with one more hydrogen. We can explain it to you with another example. For example, we take the CH3 or the methyl radical in place of this. So, what we have in place of this hydrogen, if we take CH3 then CHO, this forms another compound. The common name will be what? Now we will count the number of carbon. How many carbon are there? 1, 2. So this forms the ethane. So this will be ethanaldehyde, and the IUPAC will be ethanal. If we see the structure of it, now if you are going to see the structure of it, we will be having, first of all we will be marking the aldehyde group, then this carbon along with its hydrogen. So CH3CHO becomes your aldehyde methyl radical, and along with the aldehyde this forms the ethanaldehyde or ethanal. One more important thing, that for this we have another name, that is another common name, that is known as acetaldehyde. This is also known as acetaldehyde. So this is your aldehyde group. Okay, students, now as we have seen the aldehyde group, now we come down to the fourth group. Now fourth group is the carboxylic acid or the carboxylic acid. It is having a formula similar to that of the aldehyde, but one more oxygen is added. Here we have COOH. Okay, now we have seen in the aldehyde group we have a O, we have a H over here, but in this we will be having an OH group, that is the hydroxyl group, which will make it an acid. Remember, this is a very weak acid, but still it is an acid and it possesses all the properties of acid. Now we will be coming down to the naming of carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids are not having that much of a common name. It is basically having your IUPAC names. To be very honest for you guys, because if we go deeper, that will become more creeper and you will not be able to understand it. So we will go by as per your syllabus, and we have the IUPAC for the carboxylic group, and this is the named as alkane. Now the trick part, OIC, this is added as a suffix and acid is added. So this comes to be alkanoic acid. Okay, alkanoic acid is the name. Now we will see the first example. We have the group and we are left with the vacant space over here, so we can add a hydrogen, and this forms a new acid known as HCOOH, and this is using one carbon, so the parent is methane. So OIC is added, this is known as methanoic acid. Okay, but people in different countries have named it accordingly, and we are having one common name for this, which is known as formic acid. Now there is a very interesting story behind the naming of this acid as formic acid, because you know these acids are found always in the bee stings or in a particular kind of red ant, and those red ant in biological terms are known as formica. Since the acid comes from the sting of those red ants, and those red ants are known as formica, so okay, so we have the COOH bond, and along with we add a hydrogen over here, so forms HCOOH, and since we have a single carbon, so the name methane goes as the parent chain, and the name for this IUPAC is methanoic acid. Okay, now we do have a common name since it has been used since ages and people have named it accordingly. Now there is a very interesting story behind this acid. It is available in the bee stings or in the stings of red ant. Earlier times the biological name was formica for the red ants, and since the acid was found in the sting of red ants, it is known as formic acid. So this is also known as this formic acid, methanoic acid. We will take one other example. We have the carboxylic acid group. Students, make it sure that some teachers are using this term as carboxylic acid. That is also not wrong. People have a tendency to pronounce the things in a different way. So I am pronouncing it as carboxylic. Some teachers do pronounce it as carboxylic. So both are correct. Okay, now we are having, instead of putting an hydrogen in the place, we have another alkyl radical, that is CH3. Now who will tell me what is this group? Yes, you are right. This is the methyl radical. Okay, now we come down to the naming. Since we are having two carbons over here, so this forms the ethane group. So the name IUPAC known as ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid. This is also having one common name, since it is being used since ages. This is known as, yes, what? Acetic acid. Now this is a very interesting acid, students. When we are using 100% acetic acid, that is pure acetic acid, but if we add 8% of acetic acid along with rest of water, that is a 8% solution of acetic acid is known as a different name. It is used in the cooking medium as well as a preservant. Okay. Can you guess it? Yes, you guessed it right. This is known as vinegar. Yes, the same vinegar which we use to make pickles, we use in our Chinese foods and all. So 8% solution of acetic acid is known as vinegar. One more important thing regarding acetic acid I would like to tell you. Acetic acid, since it's having a low melting and boiling point, it freezes easily, and when it freezes in the form of ice, and when it forms an ice, it is known as a glacial acetic acid. So in this part we have understood about the carboxylic acid, which is having an IUPAC name of alkanoic acid. This is the basic structure, and for this structure we will be going like this. This is the carbon with a double bonded oxygen with a hydroxyl group with a carbon, and along with it the methyl radical. This is the structure of ethanoic acid. This is the second example which we have taken. First example, methanoic acid, the common name is also known as formic acid, as it is being derived from the stings of red ants or bees, and the second, ethanoic acid, is also known as acetic acid. 8% solution of acetic acid is known as vinegar, and when freezes it also known as glacial acetic acid. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please do subscribe to the channel.